And welcome into Talk FCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. And of course today we are going to be previewing the game between Barcelona and Valencia live from the Camp Nou in the Copa del Rey semi-final. This is the first leg, of course. It's going to be a two-leg affair. First leg at the Camp Nou. Obviously in two-legged ties you usually prefer to be away in the first leg. Then you know what you've got to do when you come across the second leg at home. This time though we're starting at the Camp Nou. We'll be visiting the Mestalla a week today. It's exactly the same time the second leg on the Thursday evening. And here we are. It is quite a late one in the Copa del Rey. I'm not a huge fan of the kickoff times in the Copa del Rey. Here, as always, is the time where you are in the world, guys. And it's a really big game. Copa del Rey semi-final. Very tough opponent in Valencia. Over two legs. It's going to be really, really exciting, both matches. And I'm really, really looking forward to this one at the Camp Nou, under the lights. Let's do this. And of course, guys, I did ask your opinions on tomorrow's game, what exactly your predictions were. And as always, very, very confident. And I think pretty much worthwhile. I'm pretty confident myself for this particular game. We're going to be coming on to that and exactly why we should be in confident mood going into this game. But a lot of you guys believing right now that Barcelona will win by 2+ goals at the Camp Nou tomorrow over Valencia. In the other semi-final match, Leganes take on Sevilla tonight in that first leg. They'll then travel to the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan this time next week for that second leg. So we will be facing, if we get there, Leganes or Sevilla in the Copa del Rey final. And like I say, it is going to be a really exciting game. There is two very, very good teams here. Barcelona, of course, very good in the league so far, top of the league. Valencia, though, equally as good this season by their own standards. They're certainly doing better than they expected under Marcelino. They're up to third place in La Liga. They are coming into this game, though, on a bit of a dip in form because, of course, you saw them on the weekend in action at home against Real Madrid and they absolutely collapsed, really, in that 4-1 defeat. They had a lot of suspensions. They had injury problems as well, and they really didn't perform well in that game, particularly defensively. There was a lot of problems. Montoya conceding 2 penalties. They conceded 4 to Real, and also coming into this game, they've got some players back, of course, from suspension, but they still do have really big injury problems, and that's why I've got a bit of confidence going into this game. Barca against Valencia, even at home, I would still expect it to be a tough game, but they do have some serious problems, particularly at centre-back. There's Ezequiel Garay, of course, very experienced centre-back, very, very good centre-back indeed. He's out injured. He's not included in the squad for tomorrow's game. Jason Murillo, another player who's not going to be included. Kondogbia as well. He's been really, really impressive this season in Valencia's midfield. He was very good as well at the weekend against Real Madrid. He is also out injured. And also Guedes. He's been absolutely sensational this season. Portuguese attacker. He can play wide left. And he caused us a lot of problems as well when we went to the Mestalla and drew 1-1. He was really, really impressive that day. Gave Semedo some real problems. And he is also not included in the squad for tomorrow's game. And there are a few reports coming out today in the Spanish media. I'm just going to tell you the team that basically Marcelino trained with in the Valencia's training session earlier on today. It was Jaime in goal, which would be interesting. He's obviously the cup keeper for Valencia, so Neto didn't have a great game against Real Madrid at the weekend. They got Montoya, Gabriel Paulista at centre-back, alongside Ruben Vezo, Lato at left-back, and they basically plan to play Gaia just ahead of him. They did the same against Real Madrid. It basically gives them some double cover on that left-hand side, potentially, of course, to mark Lionel Messi. Carlos Soler in midfield, alongside Pereiro and Coquelin. Gaia then on that left-hand side, with Rodrigo and Simone Zaza leading the line for Valencia. So we're basically going to be doing a flat 4 possibly across the midfield, a 4-4-2 formation, and it's going to be really interesting in this game to see how Ernesto Valverde counteracts that and what we do in our own game to really expose Valencia's problems. In terms of ourselves, we come into the game having scraped past Alaves really on Sunday. Lionel Messi's free kick just a few minutes from time got us the win in that game. We really weren't at our best. Good news though, Sergio Busquets has overcome a slight stomach problem. He was suffering with some illness. He's come through that and he has been included in the squad for tomorrow's game. Obviously, in terms of previous meetings, I spoke about that 1-1 draw at the Mestalla. That was back in November. Very controversial game, of course. That Lionel Messi obvious disallowed goal went against us. Rodrigo scored for Valencia, but we scored late on through Jordi Alba, assisted by Lionel Messi himself. We've got a bit of a mixed home record, though, against Valencia, to be honest. In the last 5 meetings between these two sides, 3 wins on the Barcelona side, but there have also been 2 defeats along the way. Valencia come into the Camp Nou. They clearly don't feel any fear, and they have won twice in their last 5 visits to the Camp Nou. But for me tomorrow, it's all about Valverde. It's all about our team selection, how we go into this one. If Valverde gets the selection right, if he gets his tactics right on the night, there's absolutely no doubt with the problems that Valencia have, with the key players they're missing in this game, we should be coming through this and giving ourselves the best possible chance going into that second leg with the huge month, of course, we spoke about yesterday that we've got ahead of us in February. But I think tomorrow the big question is going to be, what exactly are we going to change from what happened on Sunday against Alaves? I spoke about about that game in a bit of detail. I think we had too many attack-minded players on the pitch all in one go, the likes of Iniesta, Paulinho, Coutinho, Suarez, Messi, of course. So many attack-minded players all at once. It didn't really give us that element of balance. Obviously, Busquets didn't play in that game. Him coming back in, if he is fully fit and recovered from that problem that he has, if he can come into the team, he will give us certainly an element of balance in that midfield. But there are real questions of Ernesto Valverde going into this game. What exactly is he going to do to change what happened against Alaves? Is he going to change the system? Is he going to change the formation? Are we going to see some players who maybe were too attack-minded? Are we not going to see them in the team? Is Coutinho going to start? And most importantly, if Coutinho does start, where is Valverde going to play him? Clearly, in the game against Alaves, he did not feel comfortable on that right-hand side. It's not a position that he's used to. It's not somewhere that I thought he would ever play for Barcelona. And I think certainly if we're going to be starting Coutinho, make sure that it's not on that right-hand side. Is he going to start Paulinho, somebody who obviously is a midfield player by category, but obviously a lot more attack-minded than some of the other midfielders that we do have? And also Iniesta, somebody, of course, who you'd love to have in the team every single week without fail, but somebody who did play 90 minutes, which is rare for Iniesta of late. 90 minutes he played against Alaves just a few days ago. So really big questions for Valverde to answer. The squad, of course, has been released. And one thing that I would say about this squad, Nelson Semedo must be injured. Surely he must be injured. He's been completely left out of the squad. This is something that's happened a few times, though, over the last few weeks and months, and I'd be really surprised if he's not injured. Why is Valverde continuing to leave him out squads? I said on Twitter, I've no problem at all if Valverde doesn't want to start him. He started him against Alaves. He took them both out for half-time, Digne and Semedo. But why leave him completely out of the squad? If you're going to drop him, put him on the bench. But I just think excluding a player from a squad consistently, that's not really good for the confidence of him. You can see it in games. Semedo right now is clearly lacking that cutting edge, that confidence in his ability. And I think if he's not injured, it's a real mistake to completely drop him from the squad. You've got Vidal included, somebody who the club actively are trying to sell. He is included in the squad, though. Andre Gomez misses out. He's still suffering with a few injury problems. And instead of naming just one starting lineup prediction for you today, guys, I've basically got two different formations, which I basically want you to choose which one you prefer, or if you'd like neither of them, please do tell me what your specific starting 11 would be for this game. This would be the first option if Valverde feels that maybe Iniesta isn't fresh enough to start the game. I would go with Cillessen in goal. He's the cup goalkeeper. A lot of people want to start Ter Stegen. I can understand that, but Cillessen has got the confidence of Valverde as the cup goalkeeper. He's very, very likely to start in goal tomorrow. Jordi Alba coming back in for sure. He was excellent when he came out against Alaves. He had a bit of a rest in that first half. Teddy Piqué, Sergio Roberto at right back with no Semedo. And then in midfield, four across the midfield, Coutinho and Paulinho, the more offensive players on either side. But really important to get Coutinho back on that left-hand side. Busquets and Rakitic anchoring the midfield in that kind of double pivot in the middle of the pitch. And then Suarez and Messi up front. Like I say, if Iniesta isn't quite fresh enough to start, that is an alternative. And then as the game goes on, if you take the lead, if you need some control, you can bring Iniesta off the bench and maybe he can have input as a sort of sub-role. Or you can go with this one. If Iniesta is fit to start the game, if he is fresh enough, same back four, same goalkeeper, but instead you change the formation to a 4-3-3. You've got your traditional three in midfield, Busquets, Rakitic, Iniesta, a fantastic trio, something a bit of everything in that midfield. And then you've got three up top. Coutinho again, make sure he's on that left-hand side. Suarez and Messi can interchange. They can go out on the right, they can go central. But Coutinho, Suarez and Messi in that front three, I think that could be really, really dangerous. So what you want to do tomorrow is really target the centre of the field. You want to be going down the middle as often as you possibly can to expose Valencia's weaknesses. They have a real problem right now at centre-back, at the heart of midfield as well without Kondogbia. We should really try to target that through the middle, getting a lot of balls there, running at Valencia, pushing them back, really trying to penetrate that defence, because they will crack if you put enough pressure on them with the players they got out injured. So overall, guys, I am pretty confident going into tomorrow's game. We're certainly going to have to step up the level, though, from the game against Alaves on the weekend. There's no doubt about that at all. And I do have confidence in Valverde to make the necessary changes and make sure that we're doing improvements from that game on Sunday. I am personally going to go with a Barcelona 2, Valencia 0 tomorrow. I think we're going to win comfortably in this game. I think we need to be clinical in front of goal. I'm going to go with 2-0. That would be the perfect scoreline, because for me, we need to get 2 goals. We need to give ourselves a bit of breathing space going into that second leg, but also keeping a clean sheet is really, really key. Don't go and concede an away goal, because that would mean then if we went to Valencia with a 2-0 lead, we got a goal at the Mestalla. Valencia then would need 4 goals to progress from this tie. 2-0 would be great. Suarez and Messi are on form. Both of them are scoring goals regularly. That is massive for us, and I would put money on them once again to do it tomorrow night at the Camp Nou in this semi-final. So leave all your thoughts and your comments down below, guys. I will, of course, see you tomorrow for my match review and also probably the player ratings, because I have now got a new computer, I've upgraded my internet, and I should be having the videos after the games coming to you guys much, much quicker, which I'm really, really excited about. So I'll see you tomorrow, but until then, as always, Vesca El Barça!
Barça! Barça! Barça!